I'll just do a clap from now. Like. I'm Conan from Contour. How we made our latest piece of music called Appropriation came from a load of kind of random sources, put together in a ramshackle way. Got all these amazing albums, did a lot of eeny, weeny, miny, mo, picked a record, all sorts of weird stuff, from amazing electronica to like crazy, unique Venezuelan funk, Astrid Gilberto, Tribo, Masahi, Gull Snaps, Stick It On. I had my rig with me, Chaos Pad, Modular, The Machine. I set them up in Mick T-Box's house beside his record collection. Then I would mess around with the like filters, all the modular stuff and the Chaos Pad. Grab a record, stick it on, stick it through the modular whenever I get a chance, sample as many things as possible, get in and just take loops. So like I sampled about 100 and something records in a sample bank. They just went into Ableton in a big massive line down clips in the clip view of Ableton. Got Anna in and played her all the samples that I'd taken from all these records. She improvised singing over as many as we could do. A load of singing loops, came up with mad stuff like escape music whistling to deadly harmonies to like bits of rapping and all sorts of weird stuff. Just tried a whole load of stuff. So I laid down loads of synths on top of it, guitars, and started putting other loops on top of it. My friend Chris came in, he did amazing drums over the whole thing. And some of them we recorded in his kitchen. Got some more records when we were over in Cuba. We met this guy from the record shop in Cuba and he was a legend. He gave us all these recommendations of amazing Cuban music we've never been able to find ourselves. Dusty as fuck, and brought them back to Ireland for sampling. I met this guy in Varadero in Cuba. His name is Karel. He gave me percussion lessons. I gave him the album in headphones to listen to. I only thought he was going to play 3 minutes, playing for about 15 minutes. Some vocals as well. I had him talking about the religious practices they do at the Santeria religion. He was a really cool guy.
Blood for good and give you blood for...
The main hotel in Cuba that overlooks the bay. There was a Russian piano that was imported when the Soviets were backing up Castro's regime, and it was used to serenade him basically. It was this amazing looking thing called a makba, and I managed to convince the concierge to let me sample the whole thing. And then I got the lads, my friends in, who are all amazing musicians, to play on top of it. So I got Connor Finn, New Cicero, the rapper, to lay down some verses.
Please remain positive, the party's now in session.
Grahamo, we did the last section, an electro house bit. He lent me loads of bits and bobs. Got Jackman in as well on the double bass. You had Wookie all over it. Wookie is an unbelievable musician in general. He plays the sax and the flute mainly. He put in a lot of bits and bobs on the album. A lot of stuff was shaped around his riffs. He's a great man for shaping stuff out, but he's also a great man for the solos, which you then have to edit for hours afterwards. Anna, she'd go off, think about it, come up with some vocals or even just a harmony that she would put down a few loops in Ableton.
She tries to trick her mind.
You know, either it would become something or not. Some bits were like, yeah, I've got something. Once she had done that, you could kind of see a few different sections that worked together as songs. So once we had those kind of loops in Ableton, I started like laying them out. And it ended up being linear. The way the album is actually laid out is the start of the album is the first vinyls I sampled, and the end of the album is the last vinyls I sampled. And it became its own layout at the same time as me making each part into a different tune. It kind of shaped itself in a way, like some of the bits just fit and it had to be cut like in a certain way, and some bits, you know, needed a lot of tweaking and whatever, but like it still stayed in the same format. Same as when I got Chris in to play the drums in a certain way. He like played heavy on some bits and light on some bits, and that kind of became a verse and chorus. And then the same way Finner would come in and go, oh, I like that bit, I want to do a verse on that. And when he did a verse on that, it became its own thing again. And the same, like Griffo came in and played the guitar. They just picked what they wanted to play on. I just like, can you jam over that? And then they did. And then when they did Deadly stuff, I was like, let's keep that. So mixed it all in here on my rig sort of for ages, trying to get all the different bits of sounds on it. I was just throwing out stuff at it like the kitchen sink and then cutting it away until it kind of seemed like a coherent thing. My mate Mark went into his setup, which is next door to me in the studio, but he has an amazing desk and he has loads of lovely outboards, so he helped me do the final little touches, a little bit of compression and a little bit of EQ and mixing, which is great help just to get the final sound of the whole piece.